My chosen one, this is your test of faith, so make sure you don't fail it by leaving the message in the middle. Child, I test you frequently, not because I feel pleasure, but because I am preparing you. You ask me why the road is hard, why the burden feels great, why your tears fall in silence. You ask why others are allowed to walk paths smooth and shining while yours is narrow, steep, and lonely. But hear me now and understand with the ears of your soul, the weight I allow you to carry is not for your destruction, it is for your ascension. I am molding you, not breaking you. I am refining, not rejecting. As fire purifies gold, so do my trials purify you. You are mine. I marked you long before you entered the womb. I called you forth before the foundation of the earth. You are not an afterthought, not one among many. You are seen. You are held. You are chosen. And those I choose, I sanctify. Those I sanctify, I test not to see what is within them, for I already know, but to show them what I have placed within them, so that they may walk in the fullness of what I ordained for them. My child, there is a war for your soul, and for the souls I have assigned to you. You are not walking merely for yourself. Your obedience in private births, breakthrough in others. Your quiet endurance ripples through generations. You do not see it now, but every moment of surrender, every act of faith, every word spoken in truth echoes in eternity. I do not waste suffering. I gather every tear. I record every act of trust. Even when you think no one sees, I see. Even when you feel unseen, I am closer than your breath. Do not measure your worth by how light your path appears, or by how loud your triumphs resound in the ears of men. Measure by the stillness you maintain in storms. Measure by the obedience you show when no reward is promised. Measure by the love you extend when none is returned. These are the treasures that please me. These are the fruits that endure. Child, I do not need your perfection. I ask for your devotion. I am not repelled by your weakness, I draw near to it. It is not strength that perfects you, it is my grace. Your failings are not final. Your detours are not defeat. As long as your heart turns toward me, I will turn even your ashes into beauty, your failures into foundation stones. The enemy tries to whisper that you are too far gone, that you are too broken, that I am weary of forgiving you. But he is a liar. I knew every flaw before you ever fell. I made provision for every stumble before your first breath. My mercy does not expire. My love does not lessen. My patience is not thin. Stay in the secret place. Seek me in stillness. The world clamors for your attention with flashing lights and temporary crowns, but I offer what cannot be shaken. The reward I have for you is not of this world. Yes, there are blessings on this side of eternity, but do not anchor your faith in what fades. Anchor yourself in me. Let me be your portion. Let me be your reward. Many look for signs, for wonders, for manifestations. But the greatest miracle is a heart fully yielded. The greatest sign is faith that persists when all seems silent. The greatest power is not found in what stirs the eyes, but what stills the soul. You carry power when you forgive in pain, when you bless in betrayal, when you love in rejection. These are not small acts in my sight. These are the acts that shift heaven. Do not envy others. Their call is not yours. Their burden is not yours. Their purpose is not yours. I made you unique. What I wrote for you was written with my own hand in lines of light before time ever moved. Walk in your path, not another's. Trust me even when your steps feel unseen. Trust me when doors close, when silence stretches long, when nothing moves and yet I say wait. Waiting is not wasted time. It is where I build your wings. It is where I teach your soul to sing the songs of heaven. You cry out, "How long, Lord?" And I say, until the work is done. Not the work of your hands, but the work of your heart. I am jealous for your heart, not just your praise, not just your works, but your heart. I want your love when nothing is being given. I want your gaze when everything is being taken. I want your yes when it costs you everything. When you walk through the fire, I am with you. When you cross the deep waters, I go before you. When darkness surrounds you, I am your light. When betrayal cuts deep, I am your healer. When weariness drains your soul, I am your rest. I am not the distant God that watches from afar. I am the whisper in your silence. I am the hand that steadies yours. I am the voice that speaks when all others fall silent. I allow the shaking to remove what cannot remain. I strip what hinders your flight. I prune not to punish, but to cause you to bear fruit that lasts. Do not resist my hand. Do not flee from my shaping. Let me have my way. The more you yield, the more you rise. The more you trust, the more you shine. You were not created to blend in. You were not made to be hidden. You are a city on a hill. You are light in dark places. You are my ambassador, my vessel, my beloved. The world will not always understand you. That is part of the call. They mocked me, and they will mock you. They rejected me, and they will reject you. But remember this, rejection by man often precedes promotion by me. When doors close that you thought were meant to open, know that I am guiding you to a better way. When people walk away, know that I am removing distractions to make space for destiny. You do not need the approval of men when you carry the approval of heaven. Hold fast even when you feel nothing. Pray even when words are few. Praise even when your heart is weary. I am moved not by the eloquence of your prayers, but by the posture of your heart. I respond to humility. I draw near to the contrite. I lift up the bowed down. I restore the brokenhearted. I breathe life into dry bones. What seems impossible to you is easy for me. Nothing is beyond my reach. No heart is too hard. No past is too scarred. No dream is too dead. You are not forgotten. You are not lost. Even now I am working behind the veil. Even now angels are moving at my command. Even now what the enemy meant for harm, I am turning for your good. Even now I am setting divine appointments. Even now I am awakening what you thought was finished. Trust my timing. It is never early, never late. It is always perfect. You will see it. You will say, only God could have done this. I know the weight you carry. I see the weariness behind your eyes. I feel the ache that words cannot express. You don't need to hide it from me. Come, sit with me. Pour out your soul. I am not shocked by your pain. I am not disappointed by your struggle. I want you to be real with me. I am not looking for religious perfection. I am seeking relationship. I want you, the real you, not the version you think I want, but the one I created, the one I love. This is your season of pressing, but it is also your season of preparation. I am not just preparing a blessing for you, I am preparing you for the blessing. If I gave it too soon, it would crush you. If I opened the door too early, you would not be ready. Trust the process. Embrace the waiting. Let me finish what I started. I am faithful to complete every good work. You are about to step into things you didn't even know to pray for. You are about to see restoration in places you thought were beyond repair. You are about to witness miracles that silence every doubt. But you must endure. You must remain steadfast. You must not give up. Do you remember, child, the moment your heart first broke under the weight of betrayal? Do you remember the silence that followed, when you looked around and found no one standing beside you? That moment was not lost to me. Though you felt abandoned, I was there. I was the one who caught every tear, the one who held your spirit together when you thought it would shatter. You thought I was far, but I was closer than the pain. I was in the stillness. I was the whisper that urged you not to give up. That moment was not punishment. It was preparation. I allowed the ones you trusted to fall away so that you would learn to trust in me above all. What they broke, I have been mending ever since, not just to restore, but to strengthen. There was a time when you prayed with innocent faith, before the world taught you to doubt. I remember those prayers. Some of them were whispered in fear, some in longing, and some in desperate hope. You thought I didn't answer, but I was answering in ways you could not see. I protected you from what you thought you needed. I closed doors that would have led you into ruin. I said no, not because I rejected you, but because I was preserving your destiny. Every unanswered prayer was a redirection. Every delay was a shield. Every silence was a lesson in trust. And then, do you recall the season when everything seemed to fall apart? When nothing you tried seemed to work? You blamed yourself. You questioned your worth. But child, I was breaking the illusion that you needed to perform for love. I was teaching you to rest in grace. That season was not wasted. It was sacred. You walked through the wilderness, yes, but I was the cloud by day and the fire by night. You didn't see it, but I carried you. When your strength failed, mine sustained you. I know you think back to moments of failure, the choices you made that brought regret, the paths you took that led to dead ends. You wonder if you've disqualified yourself. But listen closely. I do not call the qualified. I qualify the called. Your failure did not shock me. I saw every misstep before you took it, and still I chose you. Still I loved you. Still I called you mine. I am the Redeemer. I do not discard broken vessels, I restore them. What you call a mistake, I call a turning point. What you think disqualified you, I am using to testify of my mercy. My grace covers what your hands could not fix. There was that one night, you remember it, the night you cried until your body trembled, when you asked me if I was real. I was there. I never left. I did not grow angry at your questions. I welcomed them. I want your honesty, not your mask. I am not afraid of your doubt. I sit with you in it, and I gently lead you back to faith. You thought you were falling away, but I was drawing you deeper. The silence you feared was not absence, it was the sacred hush before revelation. In that moment I was closer than your next breath. I held you even when you thought you were alone. And then there were those people, those relationships you begged me to preserve. You prayed that they would stay. You fought to keep them close. And when they left, you felt I had betrayed you. But child, I removed not to punish, but to protect. I saw the things you could not. I knew their hearts. I saw the roads they would take. I knew how deeply they would wound you if I allowed them to stay. Yes, it hurt. Yes, it felt like loss. But what you called loss was the beginning of your freedom. I had to empty your hands before I could fill them. You remember the promises I spoke to your heart long ago. You thought they had died. You buried them in disappointment. But child, seeds must die before they grow. Dreams must be surrendered before they live again. What you buried I have been watering in the hidden place. It has not been forgotten. It has been growing in secret. And at the appointed time it will rise. Not in your strength, but in mine. Not through striving, but through surrender. I have not changed my mind about you. What I promised I will fulfill. Do you recall the times you gave when you had little? When you helped others though your own heart was breaking? When you served without thanks? I saw it all. Heaven recorded every act of kindness, every sacrifice. Not one went unnoticed. What you sowed in tears you will reap in joy. You thought your giving was small, but I multiply the humble offering. What you placed in my hands will return to you in ways you never imagined. And yes, there were moments when you doubted me, when anger rose in your heart, and you asked, why did you allow this? I did not withdraw. I did not condemn you. I held space for your sorrow. I allowed you to feel the weight of the world so you would long for what is eternal. I gave you freedom to ask, to wrestle, to cry. And in your honesty I planted truth. In your questions I planted hunger. In your confusion I planted wisdom. You thought your doubt was dangerous, but it was a doorway, and I walked through it. I remember the moment you chose to forgive, when it was hardest, when the wound was fresh, when justice had not been served. That choice broke chains. It released captives. It shifted things in the spirit that you may never fully see. Forgiveness is never wasted. It is the highest act of trust. You said, I don't know how, and I whispered, I will help you. And you obeyed. That obedience moved mountains. I am proud of you, child. Even when you thought it was small, I saw it as holy. There were also times you returned to things I had asked you to leave, habits, people, thoughts that brought destruction. You felt ashamed. You thought it made you unworthy of my love. But did I turn my face away? No, I waited, patiently, tenderly, not to punish you, but to welcome you back. I am not shocked by your struggle. I am the one who rescues. I did not ask you to be perfect. I asked you to come to me. And when you did, I wrapped you in mercy again and again. You are still mine. You look back and see delays, detours, disappointments. But I see development. I see layers of strength added with each fall and rise. I see your spirit shaped in the fire. I see your heart purified by perseverance. You are not behind. You are not late. You are exactly where I need you to be for what comes next. The child, remember when you felt completely out of control, when everything you built began to crumble. That wasn't the end, it was the reset. I removed the counterfeit so I could build the authentic. You were leaning on things not meant to carry you, and in my love I had to let them fall. It felt like destruction, but it was deliverance. You did not lose your life, you found me in the ruins. There was also that one encounter, seemingly small, when a stranger spoke words that pierced your heart. You brushed it off, but that was me speaking through them. I have always used the unexpected to reach you. A song, a book, a breeze, a child's laughter, a sudden peace that made no sense. All of it me. I have always been speaking. I have always been near. I never stopped pursuing you. You remember the isolation when no one reached out, and loneliness became a daily companion. That wilderness was not punishment, it was intimacy. I removed the noise so you could hear my voice. I separated you so I could sanctify you. It felt like being forgotten, but it was the season of formation. In that silence I planted purpose. In that solitude I taught you to walk with me alone. You think often of what you lost, but I want you to think of what I preserved. I preserved your soul. I preserved your calling. I preserved your life when the enemy tried to take it. You don't know the battles I fought for you in the unseen realm. You don't see the arrows I blocked, the traps I dismantled, the curses I reversed. You are here not because you were lucky, but because you are loved. Every moment of weakness was an invitation to lean on my strength. Every time you felt invisible, I was wrapping you in glory unseen by men. Every heartbreak opened space for my love to flood in. Every delay trained your trust. Every unanswered prayer stretched your faith. Every fall deepened your humility. Every rising proved my resurrection power in you. Do you see it now, child? Your past was not a disqualification. It was preparation. It was the soil where the seeds of your destiny were sown. And now the time of growth is near. The roots are deep. The foundations are sure. You are stronger than you know because I have been your strength. You are wiser than before because I have been your teacher. You are more tender, more merciful, more alive because you have known pain and I met you in it. The world taught you to be hard. I have taught you to be whole. The world said protect yourself. I said trust me to be your shield. The world said hide your scars. I said show them because through them others will find healing. You are not a product of your past. You are a vessel of my presence. You are not bound by old labels. You are marked by my spirit. You are not limited by your upbringing, your failures, your wounds, or your shame. You are free. You are chosen. You are anointed for such a time as this. So stand, child. Stand even if trembling. Stand even if alone. Stand even if weary. Stand and watch what I will do. For I am the Lord your God, and I do not fail. And when the night is at its darkest, remember, dawn is near. When the storm rages most violently, peace is on its way. When you feel most abandoned, I am wrapping you in my arms. You are not just passing through a test, you are walking through transformation. You are being made new, stronger, deeper, brighter. Trust me. Stay with me. Keep going. Amen.